And what's interesting to us is what is our plans? What are our plans? What are we doing? There's a really fascinating project happening with the Instant Manifestation Workshop alumni.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here at the Peninsula. And to me, that's also a very interesting thing to happen. I haven't seen it before. And this project is to a group of individuals, a group of high frequency individuals who know the tools, who are using the methodology, right, to gather and to join by buying land. And the why to do it is to anchor a high frequency group dynamic, the energy of a high frequency group, not individual, group on Earth, to anchor it.
And have it amplified.
And as you join it, as you own land, the land will amplify that energy of who you are. Will broadcast it. It's full of crystals, so it's like broadcasts that frequency onto the planet. And I think that's a marvelous, marvelous project. Now, yes, I know that a lot of individuals here have gone out of their way to buy land or buy a property and infuse it with their frequency, right, including us,
yep.
So that our frequencies as high frequency beings and choosers of the light paradigm get amplified on Earth. But this is a different thing. And you can be part of that too. You can organize yourselves. This is the group energy. How does the group energy do that? And some people have chosen that it's like to fund it or to own it or to hold that frequency. And it's a high responsibility, a very, very big responsibility.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like all of the individual work that you've done to be empowered, to do the singular I stuff that really anchors you as a high frequency individual. Do it as a group. That is a whole nother entity, and the whole other entity of group has this exact same histories of low frequency, power of others, victims, aggressors, all of those things as group
on the planet.
Are, you know, super amplified, and that's how most of the work on the planet's done, in group.
Right.
So high frequency group, just like high frequency individual, it's an entirely another structure to function in and figure it out and do it, you know. And doing it is, I'm not going to say it's not challenging sometimes, because it is, but it's so freaking awesome too sometimes. Yes. It's like, wow, I can see how this can work. I can see how this high frequency group can function and can do most amazing things in the world. But clearly they're also like us as individuals. You got to process things that come up, and things in group aren't necessarily the things you've been working on as individual.
Right.
But they're same thing, but group mode.
Group dynamic, yeah.
You know, it's tricky. Yeah. It's trippy. Yeah. That's it's like one of the things that we noticed, we were talking about yesterday with a few of the facilitators, was the group items that we would come up together in our instant manifestation workshop. The group items were the hardest ones.
Yes.
And in many cases haven't even been solidified and clicked and finished yet. And this has been a year, and that's how much work it's taken, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more it's interesting.
Yes.
I'll just say it's interesting. It's not that it's challenging, it's just outside your brain scope. It's like gotta expand our brains big enough to be group and think of ourselves as group to function, and then process what comes as group. Because we mostly still think of ourselves as a part of group and not group. It's like
you people.
Nature is outside of us, or you people need to, or we need or they need but it's group as singular almost.
Right.
Tough morph, I guess, yeah. So we're doing a lot of research on groups and how they function. Anyway.
And practice.
And practicing, yeah. I mean,
practicing. Let's
see, does this work? Let's see. How's this? What it comes up? Oh, I see what happens. Okay, let's check it back. let's try again. Different direction, different thoughts, different organizational structure, different mission, or different roles, or which roles and which missions works as group. How do we make it go?
And then I don't know if you've noticed, but in the past, I think 3 years, Walk With Me Now has completely changed again, going from very passive, sitting on the sofa, waiting to see what Inelia does next, to extremely active, vibrant groups.
Yeah, self-organizing.
Self-organizing, everything, right, driven, and they bring a lot of richness and amazingness to the rest of us. And one of the areas where we started playing with this group dynamic was in Second Life. And there are multiple groups in there too, doing all sorts of interesting projects. So all of our platforms, right? And in Telegram, we have, oh my God, it's like, oh my God, I mean, I didn't do it in a new group again. We have like dozens and dozens and dozens of groups. And that is good.
That's great.
That is great, because what are we doing? We're learning how to crawl, right? We were laying on our back. Now we're back, and we're crawling now, and eventually we'll stand up and be able to toddle along, and eventually we'll be able to walk properly, and then we can run, and then we can drive a car. But that's the stage, and we carry that responsibility at Walk With Me Now of leading the way for the planet. You may think, well, little me leading the way for the planet, are you kidding me? What? But it's not little me, is it? It's us. Our strength is our strength, right? Your strength is our strength. Our strength is your strength, that type of energy, but without the you. Because we are one, and we can do this, and we're still learning. And some of our groups have collapsed, right? Or fizzled out into, oh, I didn't know. I mean, I haven't posted anything there for 2 years.
I think of it as napping.
Yeah, the napping, right?
Having a nap.
And other groups have taken off and doing a lot of stuff. And then groups are very dynamic. They change and morph and move, and like individuals also, like move and morph and change and do different things. And some of us have extreme superpowers in the herding of fairy brains and cats. And some of us, not so much. And all the superpowers. And some of us are just like about holding space or other things, ideas or beginning something. So all these superpowers come through and are allowed to exist. Our variety, our differences are amazing. And that's what makes us strong and powerful. Because where somebody is weak, another person's strong, and vice versa.